have trigonometric form. Remember, our trigonometric form has the format of r cosine theta plus jr sine theta. Now, in trigonometric form, either your theta can be degrees or you can be in radians form. Just be careful that when you're going to use that, your function or your theta are in the same level. Degrees, radians. And if you're going to use radians, make sure that your calculator is in radians as well. So for example, our z is square root of 13 cosine, turning our z1 into trigonometric form. z1, 3 plus j2. It could also be square root of 13 bar angle 33.6901. Okay, so it could be square root of 13 cosine 33.6901 plus j square root of 13 sine 33.6901. Okay, z2 10 minus j4, and it will be 2 square root of 29 bar angle negative 21.8014 theta. So that is 2 square root of 29 cosine negative 21.8014 plus j2 square root 29 sine negative 21.8014. If you will be using this trigonometric form in multiplication, we can always use j1, j2. So that means again r1, r2 cosine theta 1 plus theta 2 plus j r1, r2 sine theta 1 plus theta 2. So that is, pwede naman nating i-factor out na yung r1, r2. So that is square root of 13 times 2 square root of 29, okay, cosine theta 1 plus theta 2 will be equal to 33.6901 plus negative 21.8014, 11.8887. Cosine 11.8887 plus j sine 11.8887. So that is 2 square root 377. Then cosine 11.8887 plus j 2 square root of 377 sine 11.8887. So if you evaluated that, that is 2 square root of 377 cosine 11.8887, 37.999999. So ito na yung 38 plus j 2 square root of 377 sine 11.8887 will give you the plus j8. If you evaluated this trigonometric form in this format, like you get the numerical value of this side and this side, it will give you the same rectangular form. And again, this trigonometric form, if you will look back on your physics, this trigonometric form is just you are representing your resultant force in terms of cosine, which is x, and in terms of sine, which is y. If you have a resultant force like this, you have to get the equivalent force of this slanted line in terms of x and in terms of y, and this is it. The j is noted on the vertical side because that is the y. So that is the trigonometric form. If in division, then we will follow again the same z1 over z2 till we follow square root of 13 divided by 2 square root of 29. Then that is cosine theta 1 minus theta 2, okay, plus j square root of 13 over 2 square root of 29 sine theta 1 minus theta 2. So our theta 1 minus theta 2 will be 33.6901 minus negative 21.8014. So it will give you 554915. As you can see, the same answer is given to you even if you solve them in different ways. So square root of 13 over 2 square root of 29, that is cosine 55.4915 plus j square root of 13 over 2 square root of 29 sine 55.4915. We all know that square root of 13 over 2 square root of 29 will give you square root of 377. Then if you check it again, that is 0.1897 plus j 0.2757, 11 over 58 plus j 8 over 29. Are they the same? So that means it's the same. You solve it in trigonometric form or in division, it will give you the same answers. Okay? Now, we also have complex number raised to exponent. What will we do? So, let's say we have r bar angle theta to the n. So, it will be simply, n yan ha. It will simply be r to the n bar angle n theta. Okay? Or, if that is z to the n. If you will use the z to the n, in terms of trigonometric form, that will be r to the n cosine n theta plus j r to the n sine n theta. Okay? If that is exponential form, if z to the n is equal to r to the n e to the j n theta. But again, the r theta here is in radian. So if we're going to convert, so we have square root of 377 over 58 cosine 55.4915, yun yung theta natin. If you want it in complex form or in our exponential form, convert our theta of 55.4915 times pi over 180. So that is 0.9685 radians. So that means our z can also be square root of 377 over 58 e to the j 0.9685. Or it could also be, sabi ko kanina, square root of 377 over 58 cosine 0.9685 plus j sine 0.9685. If you're going to perform the sign here, make sure that your calculator will be in radians mode. You are given, for example, j of 10 e to the negative j pi over 2. Okay? You want to convert it into, so that is negative. So that means this exponential form will also be z is equal to 10 cosine negative pi over 2 plus j 10 sine negative pi over 2. Okay? That is 90. So if you want to evaluate that, cosine negative 90 cannot be. That is 0. This one is negative 1. So our z negative J10. Pwedeng 0 minus J10. Sample tayo. Z equal to, so what you can do, so R is equal to square root of 5 squared plus 8 squared. What's the answer? And what's the theta? That is arctangent, negative 1, 8 over 5. Square root of 89, the angle is 57 point. Z to the 5th, we all know that for that to be Z to the 5th, R to the N, bar angle N theta. So that means square root of 89 to the 5th, bar angle 5 times 57.9946, 74,726.5646, bar angle 289.973. In rectangular form, evaluate this in 74,726.5646 times cosine 289.973 plus J sine 289.973, that is 74725.2367 plus in-evaluate lang natin ulit kabalik. Okay? So, I hope it's clear for the exponent n. Because if that is nth root, it will be different. So, this form, again, this is what you call the DeMoivre theorem. Okay? One is this one. Another, DeMoivre's theorem, is R bar angle theta to the root. It should be R 1n bar angle, that is theta, your theta plus K times 360 degrees over n. Take note, this is 4 degrees. And or R bar angle theta to the 1 over n, that is R to the 1 over n bar angle theta plus 2 pi k over n. This is now in radian. K is equal to 0 if that is first root. K is 1 if second. Or simply, K, it will be n minus 1. Let's say z 1/3 of 5 plus j2. Okay? 5 plus j2 naman. So, to the 1/3, convert it. R is equal to square root of 5 squared plus 2 squared. Then, theta is arctangent 2 over 5. So, our R is what? And our theta? 5 squared plus 2 squared. So, that is R to the 1/3 bar angle theta plus K. Since we are using degrees, 360 over n, it will be square root of 29 raised to 1/3 bar angle 21 to 8014 degrees. Okay, that is 21.8014 plus, so third root, so K is n minus 1, so 2 times 360 over 3. Evaluate. Square root of 29 to the 1/3. So 1.29 7528. Bar angle, 21.8014 plus 2 times 360, 741. 80, 14 over 3. So, 1.7528 bar angle. Or, if you want it in rectangular form, trigonometric form muna. Z of 1/3 is equal to 1.74 or rather 75. Cosine 247.2671 plus J sine 247.2671. So that is, you think it's different to evaluate, but if you will be going to follow the steps, nakukuha niyo siya. So that is negative 0.6773 plus J 16166. So yan daw yung answer for taking the cube root of 5 plus J